Guys, so I am back for part two. And I know earlier I talked about the young lady that Zakia, I hope I'm saying her name right, but it's the baby that her aunt's kid's father was around there having a full blown relationship with this baby. And I think it started when, allegedly started when she was 11. But as I'm hearing more and more stories coming off of TikTok, they had where a lady calls in, and it's the auntie. And the auntie is knew that this man was doing this to this child in my eyes, because she said that she been dealing with that man since she was 19 years old. And yes, he gave her the backstory of his background, but she turned around and said she was willing to forgive him because everybody deserve a second chance. But it just to me show you where her mind is at, because if somebody trying to talk to me that has been incarcerated for violating a child, that's on a whole new level. Now there is no talking, no coming back. No, because at this point you can't trust them with nothing. So for this woman to still want to have a relationship with this man after knowing all of this, and then one of the women that was talking about the stuff online about him assaulting the children, well, his daughter didn't see him until she was 8 years old. She's 20 now, but she was 8 years old. And this man sat up there the first day she met him, his first time seeing his child. She was 8 years old. He violated her. So just imagine all the women he may have gone through. Um, he's 41 now, so all the women that he was sitting up there dealing with, he was only after them for their children. And they're saying they don't even know if he was doing that to boys. So it's like, man, that's so freaking disgusting that you would be interested in babies. And then for him to ask that baby to go down on him, all those text messages that they read on the stand, it was horrific. Like with anybody, it would make you just break down and cry or either want to fight him, because how could you do a baby like that? And he was doing all this mind control on her, with making her feel like she had to do these things for him, and the manipulation he was doing with this child, saying that he was only with her. And the fact that now they still haven't found this baby body, and all the women that was around that failed this child, is just unreal. Unreal how you can have somebody to do a child like that. It's just unbelievable. And that's why I'm very protective when it come to my kids, as far as where they go, who around, and all that, because you don't know what's on people's mind nowadays. People don't value people life like they used to, and especially when it comes to children. Children are the most vulnerable, children and elderly, because even when I worked at the hospital and we would get all these different documents about somebody violating them in the nursing home. So it don't just happen with kids, it happens at these nursing homes. It's just sad that people do stuff like that, and just think about, why would you want to violate somebody like that? And it hurts me to my heart, because I've been a victim of being done like that. So hearing about this child being done like this and hers, you got this man that's 41 years old has been grooming this child since she was a little girl. And for the auntie to have 5 kids by this man, you know he probably been doing that to his own children too. And the fact that the grandmama, they never did disclose where her mama is or where her daddy is. All these people that have failed this baby, and now they don't even know where her body is. But the last time that they seen her, or anybody seen her, he gets her when she gets off the bus, and she had told him at this point she was like 5 months pregnant, and she telling him, what are we gonna do about it? And now the child is missing. Yeah, he didn't got rid of that baby. And it's just, people like that don't deserve to just sit in jail. No, why should they be alive and your loved one is gone on? And it's just sad that that baby was only 13 years old. 13 years old. Can you imagine somebody doing that to a baby? And here he is, 41 years old, molesting that child, and had her her mind was so gone. If y'all listen to those text messages that she was saying to him, that it was something that a grown person would say, but he didn't groom that child for all them years. Started supposedly when she was 11 years old, he started grooming her. And the auntie knew that he had this past. She got him when she was 19, and they're asking her, so you didn't see none of this going on or nothing like that? And she was like, no. But how can you not see a change in a child's behavior when stuff like that happen? It's signs there. There's no way you can tell me she didn't know. So for her to get on that radio station and try to defend herself, and you the reason why this child going through this, they need to be putting her in there with him. She needs to go to jail right along with him, because you are the reason why this child in this situation. And for them to say that she didn't go look after the child didn't come home from school, she waited till the next day to notify the police or even the school to find out where this child was. Make you think that she had a hand in that, because how you not gonna see about your niece, and you knowing what people are saying in the community about him, and you knew his past, that he had been violating girls, and he even violated his own child, so nobody was an exception to the rule. Like, he is freaking disgusting. And for you to have 5 children, and the youngest her child is a year old, like, come on now. That don't even make sense that you will allow something like that. And then for the other aunties and stuff that was in the house, and the grandmama, none of them protected this baby from this man. He ran there saying he finna go in the telling her to come down to the basement and all this stuff. Like, if y'all to go listen to that trial, and that's the preliminary trial, and the judge was saying that how all these different people failed this baby and allowing this to happen to her, and she couldn't have felt love, because for her to have that man brainwash her, like, it is just unreal. And then the judge is saying he was getting up on the stand bragging about different women he done had, but he didn't set up there was messing with these babies. These babies was 11, 12, and 13 years old. You 41 years old. He don't need to sit in jail. Why should taxpayers have to pay for him to be in jail? They need to start going back to the old days when you would be, whatever you did, that's what they did back to you. So that's what they really need to start going back doing, because this is absurd that they even allowing him to even have a trial, regardless of there's no body. The judge put into place that because he was the last point of contact, and this child been gone over a year, and she's had none but activities on her phone since she had that phone, they know that she's dead. They just don't know where she's at. And it's just sad that he's sitting there with the mask on his face, but he has no remorse. Because if he had remorse, he wouldn't have did this. Like, there is no way, fashion, or form that you can tell me that somebody would have a heart and would do something like this. Like, it is just unbelievable. And you got that many grown people in this child life, and nobody stepped in to protect her. And even I think one of the cousins said something about it when they found it on the phone, and they still didn't do anything about it. They still allowed him access to this child, letting her go up to the shop. The other children, it was I don't know who all children was going up there, but it was other children that was going up to his shop, and he was molesting them as well. And then they're saying they don't even know if boys was an exception, because they don't know if he was going both ways. So it's like, now one of the cousins was calling out for everybody that has ever dated this man. If they had children, you need to have that talk with them children to see whether he has done something to them. And it's just sad that we live in a world where you don't know who is going to be trying to violate your child, whether it's a woman or a man, because people are sick. Like, we got a case here in Mississippi where a guy got sentenced to 20 years because he was in Ridgeland and I think Madison, and he was at a park giving out snacks to little children, to little girls, just so he can get a hug. And then when somebody reported him, they looked in his car. He had snacks and there was a pen, but the pen was a camera. And when they pulled up the data from the camera, he was up under, had pictures of him up under these little girls' skirts, taking pictures and other graphic stuff that they seen up in the camera. They didn't gave him 20 years. And that's my thing. Don't I wouldn't even give him 20. Just go on, do what y'all need to do, because people like that, they are menace to society. And when they get out, they gonna do something worse. Like, don't even give them a chance. Cause it makes no sense. Them babies that you sitting up there targeting. All these women out in the world giving it away, and you gonna target babies? And then you going into these parks and doing this type of stuff. Who's to say you won't get itchy one day and go grab one of them, and that parent never see that child again? Things like that, when you see them signs early like that, don't even give them a chance to do something worse. Get rid of them right then. Just me being honest, because y'all had the evidence. He ran there using a pencil, that's a camera, and up there showing it up on these baby dresses. Like, that's just, it's just sad. It is just sad. It is just sad. It is just sad. But y'all, we gonna end this live. We have almost hit 15 minutes. Tomorrow, I think we're going to split it up again and do 15 and 15. So I do 12 o'clock and 6 again tomorrow. So I just ask y'all binge watch some of my other videos so that we can get my watch hours back, because I got demonetized. So that is my reasoning for going live each day. We are on day 9. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you guys.